you've been feeling unmotivated recently, like you want to do some things, but you don't just have energy for it, right? So we already know that probably you do that motivation is one of the things that you really need to be productive. And if you want to be productive, be it in your personal life or in your business or as a leader, one of the things that you really, really need to do is to stay motivated. But motivation at times can really be hard because, oh, we are juggling so much. And when you're not motivated, you're not disciplined. And when you're not disciplined, you don't take action. And when you don't take action, you don't create your result. And here's the thing, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks, but without motivation, you really cannot do anything in your life. So motivation is at the core of it. And motivation, for me, that I've learned, it's not something that comes on the outside of you. So probably you're scrolling or you're checking on TikTok, whatever, because you're looking for a motivational speaker or someone or something to motivate you. But the thing is, if you think that motivation comes from the outside, and if you see motivation as external thing, outside inner thing, you're going to end up really having to try to fuel your brain from the outside. But innately, it's an inside out thing, and it has to do with your emotional state, your beliefs, and actually the function, how your brain is functioning in the why. Now, the very first thing I want to discuss is probably, now this is like the psychological reason why you may be unmotivated right now. Now, the first reason why you may be unmotivated is because of adrenal fatigue. So adrenal fatigue doesn't literally means that your adrenal gland is has overly worked, but it literally means that you have been on adrenaline so much, right? And you have been on cortisol so much that and your adrenal gland has secreted so much of these hormones because of stress that you have been in prolonged time, which is what I often call in my work survival mode. And there's a video I did on this in the chat. You can go and watch it. So when you have stayed in survival mode for a long time, which is the state of fight or flight, which is the state where your brain, it doesn't feel safe, you cannot relax, you're so much in your head, and it almost feels like you are in danger. Your adrenal gland is going to secrete so much adrenaline and cortisol because when you are in stress, your brain thinks that there is a danger coming after you. So adrenaline is secreted to get you ready to run in case of danger. So because this hormone is secreted to get you to run in case of danger, so much of it can be secreted when you have stayed on prolonged stress or prolonged stress, and this stress can be as a result of work, it can be emotional stress, it can be physical stress, and it can be stress as a result of like your body, right? So when you are stressed, your brain goes into that, your adrenal works harder, and when your adrenal works harder, which is the hormones that actually keeps us motivated, right? Adrenaline is a hormones that gives us energy to want to do, that gives us motivation, that literally gets us ready to fight. For example, when adrenaline is not enough in your system, or too much of it has been in your system, there are two things that happen. The first thing is that when you get off that stress, probably by resting or by coming back into a relaxed state, and this could be true in our work. For example, I'm going to take the masculine feminine energy example. So when you're hyper in your masculine energy, you're also so much in the do, and you're in the stress, right? Like you're in the action energy, doing so much, taking action in your business, showing up, working. And when you come in your feminine energy, which is rest, relax, sleep, taking care of yourself, you actually come into that relaxed mode, right? And when you're in that relaxed mode, you no longer have as much adrenaline as you had before. So what happens to most people is that when you get out, you work, you are so much in stress, you become addicted to survival mode, right? And because your adrenal gland has secreted so much of that for a long time, maybe you are being in that overly masculine, unhealthy masculine energy, or overly in the hustle, grind, stress, emotional, physical, or whatever it could be, it becomes tired, right? So then when it becomes tired, it no longer secretes as much adrenaline as possible, or because your body has had so much adrenaline for a long time, it gets addicted to only be motivated when it has that level of adrenaline, and this is stress. So this makes people, for example, you see them, you actually, you cannot do anything well when you're not under pressure. You cannot function well when you're not under pressure. You not cannot function well when you are not under stress, right? And as a reason, it creates procrastination. So you have a task at hand, you want to take action, you want to do this task, but because you're not yet under pressure, the pressure is not there, you don't have, like, you're not under stress to do it now, you don't have enough drive to actually take action on that thing now when you're calm. So when this happens, is because your body has overly been in stress. And this is like, for me, I noticed that this is the root cause of being unmotivated. And again, this stress could be as a result of mental health issues, depression, other existing things, or it could be physical stress from work, or it could be lack of safety. For example, you don't have your basic needs met, you're only stressing. And when you do this, most of the energy and adrenaline is so much in your system. Now, when you need to do work, it's either you force yourself and create a scenario or create drama in such a way that you are under stress and pressure for you to act. And when things are normal, where you don't have any stress, you don't have any pressure, you don't have anything chasing you, you feel like, I can't take action now. So the way that you do this is understanding, first of all, that what is happening. So the next time that you are so unmotivated, you feel like you're not taking action, you really want to, you know things you should do, but your body is saying, no, I don't want to do. Your mind, your every physical thing is saying, no, I don't want to do. You're not motivated. I want you to ask and check, for how long have I been stressed? In what way have I been stressed, right? And maybe you've been overthinking. Because here's the thing, stress is not just about you even have an emotional thing. It could be just your thought process. You're thinking so much. So you're not even slowing down. Your brain is just going. It's like there's a race happening inside. And with this race happening inside, adrenaline comes on, right? So adrenaline comes on because it thinks, oh, there's danger. So if you have been overly stressed, and again, stress is in different form, and there's a whole new video I'm going to do on that, you are not going to have the motivation. Once you now go from that stress to relax, you want to stay in that relaxed state. You want to stay here and avoid doing anything that is going to be uncomfortable, because it's either, if you do that thing that is uncomfortable, you're going to get addicted to creating drama and staying in that mood of, oh, it has to be stressful for me to take action. Or if you do that thing, it's going to be so uncomfortable that it's going to remind you of the stress you experience while being in that high stress mode, and then you're going to lose drive to take action. So the lack of motivation that you are having is like, in what way, the last time, in what way have I been stressed? In what way have I been stressed, right? So that's the first cause. Now, the second cause of lack of motivation is literally fear. So when we are afraid, when you're afraid that, oh, what you're going to do is not going to work out, or it's not going to go the way you desire, or it's probably not going to give you what you desire, you're going to avoid doing that. You're going to avoid doing that because your brain is looking for a protective mechanism to keep you safe. Now, anything that is going to, your brain perceives as danger, or something that is going to hurt you, your brain thinks is danger. So if your brain knows that, or perceives, maybe from evidence from the past, that you taking an action, if you take this action, you're going to fail, it's going to avoid you from doing that because it doesn't want you to feel the pain of failure, right? So if you are afraid of doing something, probably because, oh, it's going to be painful, I'm going to fail, it's not going to work out, or this action is going to cause me distress or whatever, that fear is literally your brain saying, hey, I'm trying to keep you safe because I already think that this thing is going to give you the outcome that you don't desire. So if you understand this then causes that like your brain to literally freeze and be like, no, you're not going to take action, right? And here it's almost like you get this crippling fear where you really want to do the thing, but it's like you want to do it, but your body doesn't want to. You know that feeling, like, I want to take action, I want to shoot a video, I want to do this thing, but my body is just like, no. And there's literally little you can do about it. So that's the second reason. It's fear, and it could be fear of failure, it could be fear of not succeeding, or it could be even be the fear of succeeding. It's a fear that, oh, if you do this thing, it's actually going to work out, and if you work out, maybe you're going to do this. For example, it could be like, okay, you're afraid of, you don't really want to start that YouTube channel, you really don't want to do that video, because, oh, if you actually shoot that video, you're going to have a channel and you're gonna go viral, and if you go viral, people are gonna see you, right? And oh my god, if people see you, they're gonna realize you're not good enough. They're gonna realize all your weaknesses. They're gonna, oh my god. So your brain, because there's a wound, there's a trauma, there's a wound that is trying to cover, it literally stops you because it actually believes you're gonna succeed. So the fact that you're gonna succeed doesn't feel safe for your brain, so it stops you, right? So it could also be fear of success. It could be fear that, okay, if I do this, I'm actually going to be good at it. And your brain is like, no, don't do it. And because you don't do it, you lose the drive. You lose the motivation to doing it. Now, the third thing, when it comes to having the motivation to do something, it's really like maybe that thing is not really in alignment to your purpose and your passion. Now, I give this one with a grain of salt, because most of the time it could be these first two reasons. Either you are being overly stressed and your adrenal is not secreting adrenaline anymore to drive you, or you are afraid, like, or there's fear, because those are the two first ones. Then the third one, like this, like, it could be right, but it I don't want this to be the primary thing, but from my experience, I've seen that when something is also out of alignment to what your heart, your soul really wants, right? Out of alignment with your calling, with your higher self, you lose drive for it. Because here's the thing, it could be that you are a soul-led person. If you're like me, you're heart-led, you're spiritual. And I know everyone who watches this channel and this video is spiritual. So because it's out of alignment with your spirit, and it's more from your ego, it's more of an ego desire, your soul might be like, no, like, you just don't have the drive to do it. You want to, but you don't just have the drive. So in that moment, you're going to be like, okay, is it in alignment with my purpose? Is it in alignment with my calling? And is it in alignment with my passion? So how then do you get the drive? Now, the first thing is, let's tackle with the number one course. And this one is like regulating your nervous system. So when your nervous system is dysregulated as a result of stress, again, there's too much adrenaline. And what you want to do is that, no, okay, when you get addicted to that, being acting only when there's so much adrenaline, you're always going to seek out stressful situation in order to get drive. So it's like your drive only comes when there's stress, when there's tension, when there's pressure. So what we want to do is that we want to reset you, right? So you want to be able to regulate your nervous system. So how do you then regulate your nervous system? Now you're going to do breath work exercises, right? You're going to do breath work, and you can go check that video on, it's linked here, on how to stay out of survival mode for more tips to understand this. And then you're going to meditate. So do a lot of breath work for nervous system regulation. So the one that I always recommend you do is the in, like, count in through the nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then hold it 1, 2, 3, 4, and then release it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'll be something like this. Right? So now I'm inhaling through my nose, I'm holding the breath, and then as I keep doing this, I'm literally calming my nervous system. And I'm going to do a whole video on this breath work. If by the time you're watching this, I don't yet watch it, just go watch the nervous system regulation video. Now, the second thing that you want to do is meditation. So you want to stay in a meditation and calm your mind, declutter your mind. Let your mind, like, and most of the time, meditation is not about stopping yourself from doing something or getting something. It's literally sitting and just observing your thoughts. Observe and watch how your own mind has been running, like how it goes everywhere, and how many thoughts you're actually thinking in 1 second, how you're going 20,000 places. Because most people, we are just walking through life on autopilot. On autopilot, like we are being programmed, and our subconscious mind, we're just going in direction without even being conscious of what is happening. But what you want to realize is that, and you're going to realize if you do this mindfulness meditation, is that You are not your mind. And you can literally observe your mind going all these places and you call it back and you redirect it. And when you are able to do that, even the energy that you're using in overthinking, in sitting on overthinking, over confusion, and all of these things, you're going to be calm. And when you are calm and you're meditating and you're grounded, then you're going to be motivated to take action. Now, the next thing is that you need to first embrace fear. Like, you need to embrace success and failure and fear, whatever you're afraid of. It could be success, failure, being seen, being heard, anything. And the way you're going to embrace this fear is by doing inner work, because it's go deeper than just, okay, this is just a fear. It could, that fear is just a protective mechanism because there is a wound somewhere. So we want to identify, but okay, what am I really afraid of? And why am I really afraid? And then why am I really afraid of this? And why am I? Why? So you want to be able to, I always say in my work, ask why 7 times, right? So ask why 7 times. If you're able to ask why 7 times, it's like, why am I unmotivated? Okay, why am I afraid? What am I afraid of? Why am I afraid of that thing? And why is this thing? And why is this thing? You go to 7 whys. When you're able to go down the lane to 7, what is going to happen is that you're going to come to the realization of, oh my God, it's actually this. For example, oh, I don't want to do this because I'm going to succeed. Why? Well, if I succeed, I'm going to be seen. Why is that unsafe? Because if I'm seen, people are going to mock me. Oh, why? Because the last time that I did this, I was in school or whatever. But whatever it is, you're going to realize that it's going to take you to a root trauma. And this is where you can come join me in my group coaching program to do the inner work, where I'm going to hold space for you to help you to transform, to do the inner work, to actually heal this trauma so that you can finally get the drive that you need to do and to create your dream life. Now, the link to the group coaching call is here, and the start date and everything. And also, you can shoot me a private message to learn more about this group coaching program. Now, the next thing after you do this step is that you want to, again, come now to the last step, which is like realigning. Realigning to your soul's desire, realigning to what really is in alignment to you. Because what I've learned is that when something is really in alignment to your soul, when it's really in alignment to what you want to do and what is in burning in your heart, it's going to be easy, right? It's going to be easy because you're going to do it from this place of, oh, it's service to the world, and it may be your passion, and it may be work, but it will not feel like work. So you always get drive from it, because the drive is not from the ego, it is your soul. It's like your soul sets you on fire and you always go in. So this is now you go in alignment, like what is really in alignment with my purpose? Maybe what I want to do is not in alignment. Maybe there's a part of myself that feel like this action is not in alignment. What this working out this way is not alignment. It could be going to the gym and you're like, maybe going to the gym is not in alignment. Maybe what is in alignment with me is literally maybe doing stretches or yoga, or it's actually just doing Pilates. Maybe it's not weightlifting. Maybe it's not cardio for me. So whatever it is that it's in alignment to you is going to feel a little bit easy, and you're going to have drive for it because it's not going to feel hard. And because our brain is designed to avoid hardship and avoid anything that feels uncomfortable, we are always going to avoid anything that feels uncomfortable, not because we really want to, but because that's the way our brain is designed to function. So when you come in alignment, you'll be like, okay, what is in alignment to me? What works for me, not what I've been told, not what everyone is doing. But in this case, it could be business strategy. Maybe social media is not the thing, and that's why you're procrastinating. Maybe it's podcasting that works for you. Maybe it's writing books that works for you. Maybe it is doing it in this way that works for you. So when you align to the way that works for you, you are no longer going to feel that loss of drive, because it's in alignment and it just feels like it's not work. So because it doesn't feel like work, it's good, and then you're going to have fun doing it. So share this with somebody you know is feeling unmotivated right now, who don't understand or wouldn't understand and who wants to be motivated. And then let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. And of course, go watch the other video and hit that subscribe button. And see you in the next one.